Imagine you're lifting heavier and heavier weights. Your muscles are growing, but something just doesn't quite feel right. You feel the strain in your joints, maybe even your tendons, but you push through it, thinking it's all part of the game. Does that sound familiar? What if I told you that focusing solely on muscle growth or strength could be setting you up for a serious injury if you're neglecting one critical part of your body? That's your tendons. In today's episode, we're diving deep into tendon development and its crucial role in strength training. We'll explore how lifting properly to protect and strengthen your tendons can not only keep you safe, but actually boost your long-term strength progress. But more importantly, we'll answer the burning question: is your tendon health holding back your strength potential? So tendons, those thick, fibrous tissues that connect your muscle to your bone. They're often overlooked when people think about strength training. We're all familiar with the idea of muscle gain or strength increase, but tendons are the silent partners in your lifting journey. They may not be as flashy as the muscles they help to move, but without properly conditioned tendons, your muscle growth would plateau, or worse, it could lead to injury. Tendons are strong, but they're not as elastic as muscles. They don't adapt to stress in the same way, which means they need a little bit of extra care and attention, and if we want them to keep up with muscle growth and strength progress. And unlike muscles, tendons take longer to recover and strengthen. So the big question is, how do we nurture and strengthen them without overloading them too quickly? Think about your heaviest lifts. When you squat, deadlift, bench press, your muscles are pushing the weight, but your tendons are the one that are absorbing the strength from those heavy loads. If you're constantly increasing your weight but neglecting tendon health, you might notice some aches and some pains, or even long-term injuries that prevent you from progressing. So what can you do to strengthen your tendons in a way that supports your overall strength development? For one, it's important to focus on progressive overload, but with an eye towards slow, controlled increases, especially with exercises that put significant strain on your tendons, such as a deadlift or a bench press, or other compound movements. Let's break this down with a practical example. Take a lifter who's focused solely on muscle hypertrophy. They're pushing themselves to failure with high volume and shorter rest periods. For example, while this will stimulate maximum muscle growth, their tendons might not get enough time to recover, because those tendons need more time to adapt than muscles do. If those tendons aren't given the proper stimulus, you're likely to hit the wall with your strength development. Now contrast this with a lifter who includes specific tendon strengthening exercises, such as controlled eccentric movements, and specific attention to this wonderful technique. They might find they can keep lifting heavier weights without injury. Now, here are a few tips to nurture your tendons while still focusing on building strength. Number one is including eccentric movements. The eccentric part of a lift, when the muscle lengthens under tension, is critical for tendon development. It's during this movement that the tendons are placed under the most stress and are stimulated to grow stronger. Think of the lowering phase of a squat or a deadlift. Slowly lowering that part of the lift down can really help strengthen your tendons. Number two is the variation in load. Instead of always going heavy, incorporate moderate and light days to allow your tendons time to recover while still stimulating growth. Use lighter weights with a few more reps to give your tendons that chance that they need to recover. Number three, rest is key. Tendons don't recover as fast as muscles do, so give them the proper time to rest, especially after a heavy session. This is where balancing tendon health and muscle growth becomes crucial. Give your tendons a chance to strengthen and adapt. Number four, focus on joint health. Tendons are highly connected to your joints, and joint health is often neglected. Strengthening your muscles around the joint helps reduce strain on the tendon, protecting it from injury. A common mistake is neglecting tendon health because it is not immediately gratifying. Tendons don't grow visibly or as quickly as muscles do, so it's easy to overlook them. But if you're pushing your strength limits without giving your tendons the proper attention, you may experience problems down the line. Another pitfall, not properly warming up or performing mobility exercises before you start lifting. A lack of warm-up or poor joint mobility can put unnecessary strains on your tendons. If your range of motion is limited, your tendons will bear the brunt of that load in a way that they aren't prepared for. Now that we've laid out why tendons matter for strength and how to keep them healthy, I've got a question for you. What if I told you that focusing on strength of tendons could unlock a whole new level of strength capacity? Could it be the missing piece to that plateau that you've been stuck in perhaps for months? Could there be a direct link between your muscle capacity and tendon health that could supercharge your progress? We'll be answering that very question in the next episode, episode 10, where we're diving into muscle capacity development and how that impacts your strength. The right approach to muscle and tendon health could be a game changer that you've been looking for. But here's the thing. Muscle capacity isn't just about adding more weight to the bar. There's a deeper strategy at play that could elevate your strength gains like maybe you've never experienced before. So stay tuned for episode 10. It promises to be a good one that you don't want to miss. So thanks for tuning in to today's episode of the Strength and Hypertrophy series. If you've enjoyed it so far, please make sure that you like and subscribe in order not to miss any future content. So keep lifting smart, protect those tendons, and get ready to level up your strength to the next level. See you in the next episode.